Welcome back to Nerd Notified. Today we're talking New Mutants. I just had a chance to go see this in theaters. Luckily, my theater was very empty. We had maybe 7 people total. Most of them decided to sit in the middle. I decided to stay on the far left and keep my mask on, which AMC theaters are requiring. So that is the only way I recommend you go out to see anything at this point, is if your theater is very empty and is requiring masks. That's just my personal opinion. The New Mutants was directed by Josh Boone and is starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Maisie Williams, Charlie Heaton, Blue Hunt, Henry Zaga, and Alice Braga. New Mutants went through basically development hell. Let's be honest. I mean, this movie was in development for years, was in a massive post-production, just time loop of some sort where reshoots happened and then didn't happen, and all kinds of different pushbacks related to the production of this movie. I feel terrible for the cast and the crew, honestly, just because that really sucks. I mean, how can you feel like you're proud or happy about this product that seems to be in this weird limbo with multiple changes that do or don't happen? Nonetheless, it is very evident that this movie is okay. You know, it is basically an average film in my eyes. I do think this is better than the last couple X-Men films we have gotten, though. I absolutely hated Apocalypse. Dark Phoenix didn't do any better, in my personal opinion, and yeah, it sits squarely above both of those for me. My biggest issue, or I shouldn't even really call this an issue, my biggest want was the initial look at this movie gave it this really cool horror vibe that I was really into. This movie picks up with Blue Hunt's character, Danielle Moonstar. She wakes up to her reservation being destroyed. She is thrust into running, trying to escape with her father. She eventually gets knocked out and wakes up in a facility with other New Mutants. These other kids seem to have these abilities. She has no idea if she has one or what hers is, and it just feels a little choppy from then on. The original look at the film, or the initial trailer that we had gotten, really was pulling this horror, creepy vibe that was maybe in their heads, maybe it wasn't, and I was hoping that they would really lean into that a lot more. While we do get that, and there are some really cool scenes that really do play with their psyches, they don't do enough of it. And I think that's maybe the biggest issue for me with this movie, is that it tried to tonally shift itself to progress the story forward, but things just feel choppy. Again, the editing feels like there's missing chunks. You could have characters in a dialogue that is maybe leading towards something, maybe a little exposition heavy, and then it just cuts to the location that they were going to, and they just pick up that same location exactly where they left off just moments prior. I'm not a big fan of that. That doesn't flow well to me. That takes me out of the moment, because then I know that something was just set and reset so they could progress again with the same exposition dialogue that they were already leading us through. That being said, I do feel like we get strong performances pretty much out of the entire cast. It's a relatively small cast with the 5 mutants and the doctor, Cecilia Reyes, which is Alice Braga's character. I just think, again, the script, the choppiness of some of the, the editing doesn't lead to a ton of character development really between anyone, even Blue Hunt's character, even Danielle Moonstar, who seems to be the core to everything that's happening in the movie. I want to circle back again because this is a pretty self-contained story. The mutants are all basically locked up in this zone, this hospital area. There's a force field around the hospital that stops them from escaping. They can go almost anywhere. They have locked doors that Cecilia Reyes, again Alice Braga's character, seems to control. Doesn't want them in most other areas, but is watching them all the time anyway, even if they do escape. You come to find out more about what's going on, at least in terms of why they're there, why their powers are being cultivated and, grown to be controlled. There is still a little bit of that separation from anything big happening outside this small, self-contained story, which is why I was really hoping that would play up that horror aspect, because that would make at least a more riveting experience for the characters, why they're there, what's causing them to deal with this issue, and then maybe prevent that from happening, which I feel they tried to do, but it's not done well. It's again, there's too many pulls, too many things, too many ideas that don't seem to coalesce into a much more gratifying resolution. And if I'm being honest, that makes me a little sad. I actually did want to see these characters again, which we will most likely never see them at least not in this form. This being Fox's last X-Men movie to come out definitely feels like Disney was trying to distance themselves from it. In my mind, they didn't put this on Disney Plus to be streamed like they're doing with, say, Mulan, which is coming out in 4 days or 5 days. And it really feels like Disney just wanted to let this die. You know, let this disappear, let these characters disappear from your mind. And that really does just make me sad. You know, there were some really cool set pieces and action moments that did look cool and had me invested. I really enjoyed Anya Taylor-Joy's magic. She was fun. All right, I know I've ragged on a bunch of things for the film, but again, I do feel this is just an above average movie. Nothing crazy, nothing that I say you should rush to go see in theaters as much as I'd like to say support it. But with the current pandemic out there and just not guaranteeing how safe it could be to even go to a theater, I really can't say to do that. So I'm going to say wait on this, catch it on streaming. It's okay. You know, again, it ranks above the last 2 X-Men movies for me. All right, everyone, that is my thoughts on the New Mutants. What did you think? Was it, you know, if you did get a chance to see it, did you enjoy it? Do you have any issues or concerns with the movie? Did you love it? There's a good chance you might. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Also, I do stream on Twitch. You can go to twitch.tv/suspects101. That will also be in the description below. Please do check out the channel and give me a follow there. And as always, thank you so much for coming by, everybody. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you've just been notified.